Wanting to play as an assassin? Well, in this game, Out of the Shadows, you can do just that. What is here is early access of the game, a paid early access. In this game, basically, you need to find objectives and complete them while staying stealth and not being detected. Basically, if you are detected, you have like 2-3 seconds to really get out of sight. You can also find places that you are less likely to get detected in the bushes. Now, the game does promote exploration because some really useful tools you can actually find by just exploring the little map. Again, it's all very tight because again, the game doesn't really want you to go around everything. So you have those, pathways which you can walk. But even then, there are some places that can be a bit out of sight. So the game encourages you to do so. Now, there are different game modes. One of them, for example, is kind of hardcore mode where you need to eliminate all enemies. The other one, you just need to complete the objectives. The other one, just complete the objectives. So we can actually skip a few enemies. You also have your bow. With arrows, you can just, we have unlimited amount of arrows. We can actually equip it by just putting your right hand behind your shoulder and grab them behind your back. And you also have your backpack, which you can put items that you find and get items whenever you like. You can also loot enemies for weapons, for example. Like here, I'm just taking the sword from the dude. You can pick them up, by the way, the bodies, and grab their weapons, even from a bit of a distance. You have two ways to hold a weapon, by the way. If you press, I think the B button, it's gonna change it from straight to up and down, upside down type of holding. So you can use, for example, the sword, and when you do jump on enemies, which you can do in this game, you can just stamp them from above. Now, when you hit enemies, they'll start bleeding. Even if you hit them once, eventually they'll die for bleeding, but it will take a lot of time. If you want to eliminate them fast, you need to do several hits. Now, enemies will be aware of sounds and things that happens next to them. So, for example, if they see an arrow passing by, they'll be aware of it. If an enemy dies, another one comes along, you're going to see it. They're going to go in kind of a combat mode and try to search for you. If they notice you and you are still kind of in a place where they can't really see you, they're going to come towards your direction and try to find you. Again, this is easy mode. In hard mode, it's probably even more difficult. The game itself is beautifully designed. The fact that you have the shadows and the more dramatic settings with the lighting and the low poly look absolutely amazing. Perfect fit for the game. The level design is designed for you, again, to motivate you to explore a bit and to, of course, challenge you and put you in different situations where you can easily get detected. You need to find some creative ways to get eliminations without being detected. Now, the game feels well clunky at times, and again, although this is early access, clunkiness in VR is very, very common in many games, unfortunately, and sometimes it's it's a game breaker for me, at least in certain situations. Here, it actually works in most part good, but for example, jumping when you run and jump feels very awkward and really, really annoyed me. Luckily, I didn't need to use it a lot of time, and there are some different ways you can get into certain places, so you can actually skip, for example, jumping and just go and try to climb in a certain area. And there's some again situation with the weapons that just didn't trigger sometimes well. And sometimes with the bow, I need to really stretch it with my hand like crazy. It really hurt my neck because I need to stretch. I need to do it a long stretch. Even to aim, I need to put the hand very close to my neck, and it was annoying. So this is something that I need to kind of tweak out, because again, to do a long shot, I really need to kind of do kind of a movement. It wasn't comfortable at all. So here I'm kind of giving a haircut. It's kind of weird. Hit him already, hit him. And they don't even react. Some of them. Now, considering the fact that it's early access, the first impressions are very, very, very positive. Stealth game that looks incredible. I mean, incredible. I really like the settings. The atmosphere is great. You really feel like you're an assassin in the shadows. Enemies, even easy mode, enemies can detect you. It's going to be much more challenging if you try hard mode. And yeah, you really need to pay attention to what you're doing, because again, if not, you're going to get detected. And if you get detected, you're going to start from the beginning. In this particular level, I need to find the key, which is in a camp on front of me, and then I need to open a chest which exists left here inside the tent. And if you take your bag out and you look at the inventory, you can actually see a scroll there, which if you open it, you can actually see the objective that you've done and the ones that are still needed to be accomplished. So overall, my first impressions are very, very positive. I mean, if you're searching for an assassin, kind of a sneaky game where you need to kind of sneak out, and the game is not going to be very forgiving if you get detected, and you need to be very, very careful what you're doing. Find different weapons, explore a bit, and complete objectives. This game is terrific. It looks incredible. I mean, seriously, I'm repeating it many times, but because the game looks really nice. I mean, the settings are really give you a sense of, you know, you are in the shadows and you need to be careful not to get detected, and take advantage of the bushes, and of course find different ways to tackle different situations. But again, there are things that you feel like sometimes the enemies are a bit stupid. For example, if you just hit them with a knife, sometimes they don't even pay attention. They don't really do a very fast turn. Sometimes they do, by the way, I don't know, but it's not consistent. So you can actually hit them, and and you just stand there and getting hit. And as I told you, something that feel a bit clunky. But even now in early access, you can see that the game is so polished, so well designed. The attention to detail, the level design, and the different weapons and the interaction is just mostly the level design. It's absolutely terrific, really well made. So I highly recommend checking this game out, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the better stealth game available in VR for the Quest. So don't skip this one. Don't sleep on this one. If you love stealth games, make sure to check it out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.